Welcome to Jobbed Out, the wrestling editorial that reminds you Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life to know it is a work when you work a work and not work yourself into a shoot. Marks.
He's American made.
Let's talk about the biggest name in the history of pro wrestling. The man who made the WWF a household brand, before The Rock and Steve Austin, before Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. When people heard the word wrestling, they thought of only one man, a real American, Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan is a freaking mess. From stating in court that while Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis, Terry Bollea does not, to trying to financially capitalize on his son's criminal car wreck.
Can you do it while you're on probation?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You know if I'm producing the show, I won't screw you. You know that.
Yeah, of course.
So, dude, we can get that pulled off, dude.
Reality. You guys.
The new Nick, we call it the new Nick or something.
Hogan hasn't always been of sane mind, to say the least. Maybe it's the pressure of being on top of an industry. I mean, look what happens to a lot of celebrities when they become the number one in their field. But Hogan especially has had a problem where he uses his mouth way too much and his brain not nearly enough. While pro wrestlers traditionally had to live in a world of kayfabe and exaggerate stories in order to be larger than life, Hogan would always fall on lies that could easily be disproven in a heartbeat. That's what I want to talk about today. And hey, if you enjoyed this list, feel free to tweet him this video at Hulk Hogan. He already knows how I feel about him. So what you gonna do, brother? This is Freaks 5 times that Hulk Hogan was a lying piece of trash.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Number 5. Hulk Hogan discovered Kevin Owens. You know, it takes talent to spot talent. That's what actors used to say as they became agents. Of course, if you're Canadian, you'll remember the greatest hockey player of all time was also an incredibly crappy coach. But hey, Hogan must know what works and doesn't work in pro wrestling, right? Well, one of Hogan's many tall tales took place during an interview with Radio Yorkshire. In it, we got this gem about a plucky young upstart that wouldn't have made it if he hadn't been spotted by Hogan.
What superstars are kind of catching your eye at the moment? Who are the big ones in your opinion? Who could be the ones who are going to be reaching that brass ring and grabbing it very soon?
Well, I hate to brag about it, but I'm the first one that pointed the finger at Kevin Owens. You know
that you did.
I saw him on NXT like his second match, and I saw him just chopping meat and grinding and beating his guy down and doing it the old school way. Really understanding how to get heat, doing it the old school way, and I said, that's the guy.
Now I get it. This is really more a case of him being delusional than him being a liar. Kevin Owens was already signed to the WWE. He'd already made his NXT TakeOver debut. He had been wrestling for 10 years, and he had a contract with the company for a reason. If anything, Triple H was the first person to point to Kevin Owens and say, yeah, he's the guy. But hey, that interview also gave us this great piece of advice that somebody should have given him.
Keep their eyes wide open, keep their ears wide open, and put some tape on their mouth. Keep your mouth shut and you understand what's going on here. Then the business will take care of you. That's my advice.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Number 4. The Ultimate Burn. What's a list on my channel if I don't slip a little WCW in there, right? Constantly obsessed with bringing in superstars that had already made it big in the WWF, WCW scored the Ultimate Warrior in order to rekindle his feud with Hulk Hogan, despite the fact that, Warrior already won that one. There's no revenge to be had, Anyway, in what I'm sure people will remember fondly as the greatest WCW pay-per-view of all time, Halloween Havoc 1998, Warrior took on a Hollywood Hulk Hogan who, being the evilest of evil heels, tried to blind Warrior with flash paper. The spot, it didn't go well. And here's what Hogan had to say about it a few years later.
I couldn't get the lighter lit, and all of a sudden the lighter lit, the flash paper blew up in my face. Burned all the hair off my mustache and all my eyebrows and eyelids.
Now here's the thing about pathological liars. They'll tell stories about people who often can't rebut them. The issue here is that the match was on pay-per-view. Look at this. Mustache intact, facial hair intact. The hell, man? I know it's 1998 and people can't Google it yet, but one could just ask Jeeves it at the time and people would know you really shouldn't be taken at your word.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Number 3. Mike Tyson is afraid to fight Hulk Hogan. On Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, it was mentioned that in 1990, Tyson was actually supposed to referee a match between Hogan and Savage. The ultimate goal in the WWE was to try to get Tyson versus Hogan on pay-per-view, but that match never happened. Because neither guy was willing to lose in the wrestling match, you know? Because let's be real here, either one of them loses this match and it harms their reputation. We did get this nice photo of them hugging though. With that said, in Hulk Hogan's autobiography, which I can best describe as the polar opposite of an encyclopedia, the Hulkster claims that WCW fully intended to bring Tyson in to main event a show with Hogan, but a boxing match this time. So why didn't it happen? Well, according to Hogan, Tyson was scared. Just a reminder, Mike Tyson is fighting in 2020, so maybe Hogan needs to be careful about shitting on the guy who will kick your ass today.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Number 2. Elvis Presley was a Hulkamaniac. The king himself, not that one. Elvis Presley used to regularly go to Memphis Coliseum specifically to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle. That's how big of a Hulkamaniac the king was, at least according to Hogan's autobiography. Here's the thing though, Hogan made his Memphis territory debut in mid-1979. Elvis, on the other hand, died in August of 1977, 2 years earlier. While Hogan did debut as a wrestler before Elvis died, 6 days is not very much time for the king to regularly see Hogan work a territory he hasn't even debuted in yet. Now normally this is where I would do honorable mentions, but I just thought I'd throw this gem at ya. Now Hulk Hogan thought he was really big in Japan, to the point he had his own anthem. And I say his own anthem, even though that tune is really familiar.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Mercy, mercy.
That's the melody of the funky town.
Mercy, mercy.
So despite all that Hulk Hogan has done in his career and the many, many, many made-up stories he's told over those years, what is the number 1 time Hulk Hogan proved to be a lying piece of trash?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Number 1. A Hulkster in Heaven. Haha, you thought I was going to talk about Metallica, weren't you? Well, maybe next time. For now, though, I think this lie will carry a bit more weight. You see, in 1995, Hulk Hogan, after floundering in the box office, tried his hand at music once again, this time with an album, Hulk Rules, featuring the Wrestling Boot Band. The CD defied all musical genres as well as taste and faith in humanity, but did bring us the hit I Wanna Be a Hulkamaniac. That's not the center of this story, though. No. You see, one of the tracks towards the end of the CD was a ballad about a sick little British child whose dying wish was to meet Hulk Hogan. The Hulkster, after meeting this child and being touched by the kid's bravery, gave him tickets to SummerSlam 1992 at Wembley Stadium. Now, what's a ballad without a tragic tale, right? As the story goes, Hogan was main eventing the show, and when he looked into the crowd where that little boy was to be sitting, the seat was empty. Hogan knew that his little Hulkamaniac didn't make it, and he was so heartbroken that he wrote a song to honor the memory of that sweet little child. Is that not the most heart-wrenchingly sad story you've ever heard? It almost makes you forget that Hulk Hogan already left the WWF weeks prior, and that the main event that year at Wembley was Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog. And there you have it. 5 times that Hulk Hogan was a lying piece of trash. I mean, the dude will make up dying children to get himself over. And here's the thing, There are so many more of these kinds of provably false stories that I can do an entire second list. And you know what? I think I will. Maybe I'll save it for his birthday next year, though. In the meantime, I want to know what you think Hulk Hogan's worst obvious lies were. His baseball achievements, even though he wasn't a baseball player? The ever-changing story about how he was almost the face of the George Foreman grill? Or how about how he is such a hard-working performer that he once wrestled 400 days in a single year? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, because I want you to be a part of this conversation too. For now though, I better get my shoulders off the mat, brother. So thank you for tuning in to Jobbed Out. I'll catch you next time.